Hi, I'm Nancy Martinez. I am the director of the Independent Retail Customer Channel and Marketing here at Limbush Roses. Welcome to our episode of LBR Share Success, the Valentine's Plan for Success version. 2022. I can't believe I'm saying 2022. I can't believe I'm saying Valentine's Day when I don't even have my Christmas tree up, but hey, we are here today to be prepared and to learn how we can be successful for this upcoming holiday. So I'm super excited to have many members of our team here to share with you their insights on the industry and what you can do to help yourself and your team be super successful. This year, Valentine falls on a Monday. Stay tuned to the very end because we have some great tips on how you can have a successful Monday holiday and what you can do to actually pre-book, some ideas to pre-book and actually extend this holiday season. So again, welcome. Glad you're here. Congratulations for making this a priority. In doing so, you are going to be way ahead of people who don't invest the time to listen to things like this. So I would like to first introduce the president of Limbush Roses, Jeff Marone. He has a few words to say to you. Welcome, Jeff.
Hey, thanks, Nancy. Welcome, everybody. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you so much, our esteemed customers, for allowing us to partner in your success. Our mission is to amaze and delight through superior products and services, and I am blessed every day to work with such a talented team dedicated to making that a reality. We continue to invest in people and process, and it is all around strengthening our ability to partner and help you all succeed. So I look forward to hearing from the team today and continuing to move this forward. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for joining and thanks for those words. Next, I have Sandy Schreck with me as well today. She's going to help co-host this event. Sandy's our education coordinator, and she's going to talk about a few little housekeeping things and introduce our first interview. Welcome, Sandy.
Hey, everybody. So great to be here and be back online with you. And we're excited to present this 2022 version of our Valentine's programs. But we want it to be interactive. So we encourage everybody to open the chat, and we're not going to use the Q&A section of this, but if you'll open up the chat and say hi and tell us where your shop's from. We want people to be able to network with other shops that are thinking successfully as you are. And so I'll be monitoring that chat and bring those questions to any of our panelists as they're coming along. So with that, I would like to welcome Ray Spear, our sales manager.
Thanks, Sandy, for the awesome intro. Hello, all. I just want to do a couple talking points to make a win-win for y'all and us as well, and make all the parts and gears move properly. So no-brainers pre-booking. Pre-booking basically helps us procure the right amount of product, the right products at the right time. So it really gives us the clarity. So, and we can really save you some serious dough. So lots of good reasons to pre-book. Ken will touch on some of that soon. Capacity, get your supplies now. It's really, really important to figure out your product line of supplies now and not when we get into February. Don't get me wrong, we love all add-ons, but route space is really limited, especially with being on a Monday. It's going to be a great holiday. So we need to prioritize our limited truck space during that heavy shipping window for cuts. So get your supplies now. They're not going to rot. And that'll just allow us to take on more of your add-ons. Funerals are not going to wait till after the holidays. So get your checklist, stock up on all your funeral supplies now, green plants. Having extra supplies after Valentine's Day is not a bad thing. Business is going to continue after B-Day. So keep your staff scheduling as fluid as you can. especially these days, expect unexpected delays. Routes can generally run later than normal. So I would recommend not having your full staff ready to go at 7 a.m. Try to keep it as fluid as you can. And remember, for those of you that are on a cart route, you don't need that full staff on the spot for processing, because for the most part, all your products, floral products, will be shipped wet, set in your cooler just where you want them, and you can have your staff come in for processing when it makes more sense. So to go back with pre-booking, make sure you ask your rep for an order confirmation report and actually review it very carefully, because this report is what the sales rep heard you say. So it's just a good check and balance to make sure that both of you are in alignment of what you want, the quantities, and when. The report will show what product you have packing on what day. And so you want to, after you have your conversation with the rep, look it over, verify if there's questions, call him or her right away, and we can tweak that. You probably will experience cut stages of flowers tighter than usual. All the farms know this is going to be a gangbuster holiday. It's on a Monday. So my instinct tells me that we're going to see some products that are nice and tight cut. So keep that in mind. If you find yourself that you are underbooked and you're doing a lot of add-ons into the holiday, that some of those products are going to be nice and fresh and tight. So you might want to get stuff as early as you're comfortable with doing. We will have added routes to help accommodate all the demand. Route cutoffs, they may end earlier than normal. If we have a route that fills up and we don't have any more room on it, we might just have to stop the orders on that route, and your sales rep will be in contact with you if you need additional stuff and find solutions with that. We can't adjust orders the day that we're packing. So if you're looking at your order confirmation report, even minor adjustments, those need to be communicated several days before we hit that packing day. There's a ton of moving parts here, lots of departments, and they're all very invested in the data that we have in there, and they plan around all those sales numbers. So big late minute changes, it's like throwing a wrench in the gearbox. It doesn't work very well. So again, review what you got in the books. Don't wait to do that the day of packing, because once we enter that day, the processes have started, the packing's going. So that really needs to be looked up weeks ahead of time. So keeping all those bullet points in mind will make it smooth on both ends, and chive on.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Yeah. Thanks, Ray. That's good information. Key stuff to keep in mind, obviously, before the holiday. And I like how you just that pulse check with your sales rep, just to make sure you're all on the same page, is really good information. So thanks for joining. Next, we have Ken Klein. Ken is our product manager of purchase cuts, and he has been rolling up his sleeves and working on Valentine's already for you. So Ken, welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Just want to touch base with, we all feel that this holiday is going to be a strong one with it being on a Monday. And also we're working on the plans right now. We're putting in projections for how much space we take on airplanes with our freight forwarders. The product is being aligned with how we plan to ship it by day. So the sooner we plan out and get the orders in the system, the smoother it will go. The allocation of plane space is a critical one right now. We've seen a lot of delays in product in the last 8 weeks or so, and that's due to the lack of cargo planes that are going back and forth from South America to the US. To alleviate some of that problem, the farms charter airplanes, and the airplanes are chartered specifically for freight. It's expensive to do that, and the planes run basically empty going back the other way. So With that being said, we anticipate that there's going to be some fuel surcharges that we will accrue, and we will only pass those on if we accrue them throughout the time period that we see unexpectedly. We have strong relationships with the farms, a couple of them that are really quite large, and we rely and work together real closely. So we're anticipating to have a good holiday. And we are planning to have you an offering out next week.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Ken. One thing on the freight, we're gonna project what we think the freight will be in our initial costs. Is that correct? And
That's correct.
there may be opportunity where we need to adjust as the farms figure out more what those freight charges may really be.
That's correct.
Okay.
We have ballpark figures of what we're working with, and we're going to apply those accordingly. And then if there's any last minute surprises, we may have to pass that on. But that is not an intended plan, only if necessary.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And Ken, you told me the other day, you already have vendors that are giving you the deadlines to order all your Valentine flowers already now. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's not us only asking for your orders early, it's our vendors having us have to do those commitments. And that's just because we have those strong relationships and they want to make sure that we get taken care of. You know, we're a good customer of theirs. And so they want to be able to book that space on all the logistics of getting everything here for us when we need it. And so thank you so much. Really appreciate all your hard work. And no, it's definitely a moving target, but you do an excellent, excellent job.
Thank you.
So with that, we'd like to go on to John Stoy, who is the product manager for the LBR Grown product. Welcome, John.
Thanks, Andy. It's nice to be here. LBR Grown is doing what you would expect. We're just starting to plant and see our crops for Valentine's Day in the greenhouse now. Some of them are not a real crop yet. They're still in a pot or they're still in the bed, not up. But you should expect a typical performance from us as in previous Valentine's Day. I don't think we're planning on any serious price changes as a change from the general environment. We're not anticipating too many big surprises there. And we understand that locally grown is still in high demand, and we really like that. It helps us quite a bit. In fact, I think we still have the fresh and local decals. Somebody was telling me, yeah, there it is. Sandy's got one of those. So I don't manage the fresh and local decals, thankfully. So you'll have to contact your sales rep, Sandy, and the marketing team would be happy to hook you up with that bad boy. Quick rundown of what we're expecting. Cut flowers. The lineup looks like you would anticipate spray roses. Not a problem. Austrameria in full swing. We'll sell that as a pack primarily, both in our select grade and fancy grades. LA hybrids should be full complement of colors that you can use there. Orientals, stargazers, whites and pinks, no problems. Some double lilies as well for you. Snaps will be happening. And tulips, of course, will be up and running by the first of the year, and by Valentine's Day, we should be hitting pretty good stride. We did expand our tulip numbers, so we do expect to have availability there and strong demand there, so that's all good stuff. Blooming plants, a short list is 4-inch begonia, calendiva, cyclamen. We do have a 4-inch bulb combo, hyacinth daff, 4-inch calancho. And I'm thinking that we should be able to provide some streptocarpus. That guy's it's a little bit finicky, but I actually saw some that look like they'll be ready for you in the greenhouse this morning. 6-inch begonia, cyclamen, hyacinth, calancho, calendiva, We'll have tulips available, potted tulips. We'll have some window box gardens. We'll have 8-inch spring gardens. We're starting those early and should be in pretty good supply of those, although it never seems like we have quite enough of those bad boys. So other than that, I'm not sure if there's anything that I should surprise you with. And we're looking forward to a strong Valentine's Day. And like all those other farms, some of our packs indicate that we have stuff planted that grows anyway. So that's some of the questions that we might get are, why do we move to packs for holidays? And it's just to help us sell through the crops that the yellows and the oranges, they just don't stop because it's Valentine's Day. So we get your help in that a little bit. And that's what some of our, I think we might get into a discussion here. That's what some of our farms do with roses. They just have them planted, and those crops that we have planted that produce a color, we can kind of ask for more colors for Valentine's Day, but we can't really. So I don't think I have anything else for you.
Yeah, thanks for that, John. And I think what we've seen in the market for roses, colors are actually becoming more popular, not just the red. So I would say those oranges and yellows with the younger millennials, they tend to drive to a more of a different look. So you'll want to pick some of those up too, right? Thank you for your information on LBR Grown. Appreciate it. Next up, we have Lee Grundy. Lee is our product manager of our Shelf Ready product. Welcome, Lee.
Right, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Great segue into roses for me, Nancy. Appreciate that.
Do what I can.
Probably might repeat a little bit of what Ken said here. Roses are going to be a bit of a challenge this year to get. Some of the things that have been going on with the growers out there is, as a part of the COVID challenge, a lot of farms let some beds of roses go to neglect or just let them die off. Other farms have also taken the opportunity during that time to do some replant and rebalance their color mix. So some of the feedback I've been getting from farms is, just as Nancy called out, a little bit more stronger to some everyday colors and a little bit less to your traditional Valentine colors. For any Shelf Ready dozen roses, we're going to be pushing everything out in a half red, half assorted color mix. This is primarily due to them backing off a little bit on a pinch because they want to keep healthier plants out there as well. So do expect that on the Shelf Ready. We are fortunate with roses in our dozen rose program that we've got a good assortment of farms that we're working with. We've been growing our Ecuadorian program pretty nicely over the last couple of years. So this Valentine's Day, we're going to offer some Ecuadorian dozens to go with the traditional Colombian that we have. So look for that. They'll be a little bit more expensive, but you'll like the head size and the stem length will be just a touch longer and a little bit larger head. So they're really nice, and we've had some good success with these growers that we're working with. Shelf Ready for all the traditional florists is a huge opportunity for you, particularly if you're struggling with trying to get the labor that you need. So some of this stuff for cash and carry, you can get right out to your shelf, and it's a great option for you. So take a look at the catalog when we get it out. Our designer, Georgia, is going to be finishing off most of her designs. We're expecting by the end of next week. And as she finishes designs, they'll go into photography for photo shoots, and then we'll get them into the catalog. So we're hoping in a couple of weeks, maybe 10 days if we're really good, that we can get these designs done and get that information out to you. And the other thing to keep in mind is we do expand our production at this time of year. So we're trying to jam 10 pounds of sugar into a 5-pound sugar bag. Not always so easy to do. So we plan to ebb and flow our inventory as best as we can. At times, due to timing of product, we may have to occasionally substitute a stem so that we can keep the product going out to everybody So keep that in mind. If we are expecting a white cushion, we might have to put in a different white flower to help finish off that bouquet for you all. Very excited about this year, though. I've always believed any day is a great day for Valentine's, but for most, as the weekend goes away, Valentine's gets much better. So looking forward to a great year. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Lee. And we appreciate all your insights. And, you know, it's one of those things where when you can bring things in at controlled costs, it really can help you to extend your design talent in doing those things that are a little less price conscious. So next, I'd like to introduce Lauren Lohr, and she is the new product manager that has just joined our team. And she is managing supplies and our purchase plant inventory. We'd like to welcome Lauren to the team.
All right, so starting off on the supply side of things, starting off with supplies, everything you're going to find in the Valentine's Day catalog are going to be items that we have either availability on right now, or we have super high confidence that we'll be receiving them very soon. So as things do continue to come in and we have greater confidence in expected arrival times, we'll be releasing another supply specific Valentine's Day catalog, very similarly to how we did the holiday hard goods catalog this holiday season. Going into the Valentine's season, you know, if you see something that you like, we encourage you to get it right then. There's no guarantee that we can get things in again for a second round. And everything that we got in the first round, we pre-booked almost a year ago now. So anything that we would be able to get in again would definitely have gone up in price since then as well. So lock it in when you can. Going along with that, unfortunately, we're just continuing to see price updates across the board daily. And while vendors are working really hard to try and catch up and fill the POs, they have had to cancel orders and not honor prices that are on outstanding orders as well after any price updates. So this is a challenge that we just continue to see, and unfortunately don't anticipate any changes in the near future. A lot of those price increases are going up to over 40% in some cases, which I'm sure you guys have already experienced. And as you know, we've continued to try and stay ahead of it. So we've offered a couple of Valentine's Day promotions in October and November with some glass, and are just doing everything we can to continue to take advantage of offers that are made available to us that are similar so that we can then pass on to you. Transitioning to the plant side of things, everybody's love of plants that have grown so much in the last couple of years. Looks like this trend is going to continue well into 2022, which is fantastic. The good news is it does seem like availability seems to be improving during the typical day-to-day. So there are really very few items that we can't find for you within a 2 to 3 week lead time. The main limitations that we have seen here are more on the holiday specific items that we have to commit to quantities, you know, well in advance. Here from a pricing perspective, we've gone from receiving a price list that would be active for the entire year to having fluctuations in pricing that can vary really on a week-to-week basis. And then of course the same rising freight costs that we've seen across the board. But we're continually placing orders every single week with the projected increases that we continue to see. And we have a lot of really great items already pre-booked for the Valentine's Day holiday, big selection of some of the things that you would traditionally expect. And then we're throwing in a couple different unique things as well. So more to come on that.
That's awesome. And great news on the green plants, right? I think
Definitely.
especially if there's any hardship finding floral products or the right gift for your Valentine sweetheart, green plants are a great option. Thanks, Lauren, for everything you've done and all the information you've provided today. Appreciate you. We are going to move now on to our marketing coordinator, and that's Kristen Thomas. Welcome, Kristen.
Thank you, Nancy. I am here to kind of talk about the catalog a little bit. We are trying to pivot just as you are. Catch that word, Nancy, pivot. We've been pivoting a lot. And so the catalog was a challenge for us to get out in the traditional way we always have, where we send it out really early. We have pricing that sticks, And we can kind of keep it going for a couple of months because, as you've heard these product managers mentioning, things are changing all the time. Our growers, our vendors are giving us deadlines. We order, we reorder, and when we reorder, prices are different again. So we talked a lot about this, and our plan is to have a couple of versions of the catalog. The version 1 will actually just have cuts, plants, LBR grown, and some supplies, and will not include shelf ready. As Lee had mentioned, there's still about a 10-day window that has to get worked through. So we're going to have a version 1. It will have deadlines. I know we haven't had a lot of deadlines in our previous catalogs, but the deadlines are important. So note those. And most importantly, even though I know some of you like a printed copy, the digital copy is going to be the most valid. We're going to, as deadlines end and new dates begin, we will update the catalog, and the one that's on the cart and the one that's always in our email campaign, the emails that you get from Len-Busch Roses, will always be the most current version. So if you do want to print it, you have it printed, be aware that that might be an expired catalog if the date of the deadlines have come and gone. So just
to jump in, Kristen, we'll make it pretty clear on the cover of the catalog what volume it is and how the date that the catalog is good through. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. And of course, this is new for us too, to do it this way. So any questions, concerns, reach out to your sales rep. They can come to me and we'll make sure we help you out with any confusion.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
How about, do we have anything on social media that we can provide for our customers to use?
Yeah, so I know it feels really early to me even to be talking about this too. Last year we did do some pre-made social media posts, kind of, I don't want to say generic, but if you guys are busy and just need something to put out there, we will provide, again, some free postables, what would we call, that you can use on your own social media, your own websites, that won't be branded Len-Busch, let's say. So you guys want to really think ahead, think about how you want to market, you know, the holiday as far as business, you know, beforehand, the week before, the weekend before, but not even, again, as you remember, not just your loved one as far as your sweetheart, but any loved one in your life, including your Galentines and your Palentines and so on. So use that. You know, we started that this during the pandemic. Let's continue that. It's a great way, I think, to market the floral business, not just for our sweethearts.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Sure.
All right. Sandy, you're going to share some stuff with us. Thanks, Kristen.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, one of the things that we saw happening during COVID was some of the designers switching from, on their websites, from having the, are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it's not switching to me again. Instead of having the specific features, but really looking at selling designer choice possibly. And designer choice really allows you to use product efficiently and to make those substitutions, and looking at availability challenges. You're able to really be able to be efficient with your use of product. And what you need to do is teach your salespeople to sell things like pastel mix, a bright mix. If you take a look, one of our guests on LBR Shares Success was Lexington Floral, was Allie. And on our YouTube channel that features the LBR Shares playlist, you can take a look. And otherwise in the chat, I also added her website. And so if you click on that, you can see how she's blurred out the photo of the actual design and then has a description in that really kind of takes it to the product mix that they're using, and they're calling things out like she's picked a container. One would be like a jar design. And so that's more of a country look. And so it kind of emulates that look. And you can do base recipes. So if you want to be efficient with your labor too, You could think about base recipes so that you would say 2 cremins, 3 novelty flowers. An example of a novelty flower would be similarly priced like a Gerbera or Alstro. But so that designers don't have to add up every piece, but you can say, here is when you put your price points out there. So here's our $65 base recipe. And then they can utilize the basic product that you bring in to make those, and then just make the adjustments when you say novelty flower. Sometimes it's going to be a more wild looking one if it's a more of a garden style design. But she really does a really great job on selling that designer choice. And that was something they pivoted to when COVID started. And it's something based on our interview with her is that she's not going to go back to not selling that designer choice. So she's going to keep that practice up. A couple other things that we want to talk through is just thinking about offering incentives to your sales staff to get those orders early. Talk to them, develop a script that they can talk to people about enjoying the flowers over the weekend. Have incentives like a coupon for future purchases. Think about some of the other retailers out there, like the Kohl's Cash. So you can't use that Kohl's Cash right now, but it makes you come back in 2 weeks and shop at your store again. So you can think about adding incentives to get early orders and a way to also bring that customer back to your website or back for another shopping opportunity. So those are really my best ideas. Hope you have a great holiday.
Now, I love that, Sandy. I think that's a great idea. I mean, if you can get people to enjoy the flowers, like you said, for the weekend, here's 10% off your next order. It needs to be used within 60 days or whatever. For sure, before Mother's Day, don't let it go that long, right? Great ideas and great ways to extend the holidays, what we want, and not just have it be a one-day holiday for sure. Really great. Thank you. We now have Jason Lenz, our Director of Channels and Business Development, here to help us close out this session. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for their insights. It's a lot of info to summarize for sure, and a lot of moving parts. So there are always challenges at Valentine's Day. This year is no different. So even that being said, we are forecasting optimistic growth. So think that you guys should be forecasting that as well due to the Monday factor. That I think is a key ingredient here. Still lots of space constraints in inbound product, causing delays in firming up prices. So as much as we want you guys to get out there and book stuff, I know you're waiting on some pricing from us. So we appreciate that fact and forward to getting that to you ASAP. So other things that I heard within here, not space constraints, but delays still on some supply items coming in. So keep your eyes open and nab those as you can, as well as any supplies and green plants you can get out early. We would certainly appreciate that. And it just really takes it off of your plate of dealing with later. So appreciate any efforts you can help us with there. So that being said, we appreciate you. We appreciate your business. We appreciate your partnership, our partnership. So we wish you a very successful holiday season, that is. And thank you all for being a part of this today. So.
All right, thanks, Jason. Nice closing statements. Thank you, everybody on the team, for sharing. And I hope you, our customers, our business partners, see that we have, like I said, rolled up our sleeves sometimes a year ago to start in preparation for this holiday to make it as successful as we can for you. So we appreciate your business. I appreciate our team for all the work that they've already put into this and the work that they're going to continue to make sure that you get what you expect out of Limbush Roses for this holiday. Again, thanks for joining us. And yes, we do wish you an awesome, wonderful, and successful Valentine season. Have a good day.